Hey, last react, then we're gonna game The Kid Who Hacked America. Let's see what this one's about.
This is Kevin Mitnick, one of the world's most famous hackers, and one of the first. In many ways, his story shaped how we think of his kind. The media vilified him, the authorities hunted him, and they were all extremely scared of him. Mitnick's story is about the advent of modern IT, about a kid who always wanted to be a magician. Most of all, it's Catch Me If You Can, but with computers.
In the 1990s, I was the most wanted hacker in the world.
You get that adrenaline rush from the accomplishment of breaking into the system or finding a security hole.
Okay.
This video is largely based on the book Ghost in the Wires by Kevin Mitnick. It tells the story from his point of view, meaning some details rely on his personal recollection and can't always be independently confirmed.
Okay.
Young Kevin Mitnick loves watching magic tricks, but audiences fascinate him. Magic is about control. Magicians pull your attention where they want it, make you see what they want you to see. They take advantage of what you assume is true. At a magic show, people enjoy being fooled. Not so much in the real world, but it's equally easy, perhaps even easier than performing a magic trick when the audience knows there's a literal ace up that sleeve. In everyday life,
I've seen
people
some
tend
magic
to be helpful,
tricks. I
trusting.
remember on Britain's Got Talent, there was a bunch of magic people in there.
They want to do the right thing. One can use that, manipulate them, control them, make them do things they shouldn't, or spill secrets they should have kept to themselves. This is called social engineering, and soon, young Kevin gets really, really good at it.
You know,
And his
only have to
office
think
job,
about
right?
technology, you have to think about the people that use the technology, because it's usually easier to hack a human than it is to hack technology.
Hack a human.
It's summer break in Los Angeles in 1975. Kevin is 12 years old. He spends the whole day riding the bus. Each ride is 25 cents plus another 10 cents to transfer. It adds up. So Kevin comes up with a plan.
Bro,
He
shut
notices drivers
Who
carrying
are
booklets
you?
of
Literally.
blank
Who the
tickets.
fuck are you?
When
Shut
they
up.
sell a ticket,
Sorry.
they punch it with a special tool. Kevin needs both.
Fucking
So he
bots
sits near
in
the
chat,
driver
bro.
and spins a story about a school project. Something about
Hi,
punching
Tennyson.
interesting shapes into cardboard. The driver ends up telling Kevin exactly where he bought the hole punch.
Fucking, if your first message in a stream is "Hello, woman," you're already like giving off weird ass vibes, man. And then I'm watching the video and I don't reply to you, and you're just like, okay, what the fuck?
Well, that was easy.
Who do you think you
Then
are?
he follows a driver to the bus depot.
Oh my god,
Many
I'm so
drivers
sorry, I
throw
didn't
their
give you
booklets away.
full attention in a fucking millisecond. My grace, my majesty, I'm so sorry. Okay, anyway.
A story about a school project. Something about punching interesting shapes into cardboard. The driver ends up telling Kevin exactly where he bought the hole punch. Well, that was easy.
That was
Then
easy.
he follows a driver to the bus depot. Many drivers throw their booklets away after their shift. Kevin checks the trash cans and finds tons of unused tickets.
Whoa!
Now he can spend the whole day in the bus without paying a dime. But Kevin is just getting started.
Wait, like, he's a smart kid.
In high school, he meets Steven. With one call to
Steven.
the phone company, Steven manages to get the unlisted number of Kevin's mom.
Yes, hello?
Okay.
Kevin is blown away. He wants to know how this works. Soon he becomes part of a community of early phone hackers, so-called freakers. They manipulate telephone
Freakers?
systems to make
Oh my god, the freakers.
free calls and explore how the network works. Kevin's interested in the technical side, but the social part of freaking is what really intrigues him. He wants to
Freaking.
understand how phone companies
Oh my god, if it's like a social thing and it's called freaking, is streaming technically just freaking? You know,
work. So he starts calling them, pretending to
we're
be a colleague.
freaking right now.
He asks about their departments, who has access to what, how employees handle requests. What he's really after is access to unlisted numbers, the ones omitted from the phone book for privacy. One day, he manages to get on the phone with someone from the department responsible for omissions, the Non-Pub Bureau. Kevin pretends to be a certain Jake Roberts working for the telco company. The employee explains that unlisted numbers can only be shared with authorized staff, and Jake Roberts isn't one of them. Kevin's asked to provide an internal phone number where they can call him back. Obviously, he doesn't have one. But hanging up now would attract suspicion. So Kevin keeps the story going. His department manager was supposed to add him to an authorization list. He'll need to double check. Kevin starts calling different departments, asking to be connected to a manager. This time, he's posing as Tom Hansen from the non-pub bureau. He says he's updating the list of authorized employees and asks if the manager wants to.
How do people just come up with this shit on the spot? And how do they know exactly what to say that doesn't like raise suspicion and sounds real? That's just an insane like how do you even come up with that on the spot and then get it correct and you know exactly what places you need to go to and shit? What
Stay
the
on
fuck? What is this? Don't worry
He
about
just
it.
needs to provide his name and phone number.
Social
Finally,
engineering, it's
he calls
crazy.
a company technician and asks him to forward the manager's calls to an external number. Et voila. Kevin can now get the non-pub bureau to call him back and provide Bruce Springsteen's private number, just for fun. Kevin is 17 when the head of security of the phone company GTE pays his mom a visit. If her son doesn't stop freaking, they'll terminate the family's phone service. He
Okay.
doesn't, of course.
The production quality of the videos went up by a lot, but it lost the human touch of the older videos. I get what you mean, yeah.
Then, one day, another visit.
The
This
FBI!
time, it's the FBI.
Oh my god!
They warn Kevin to stop messing with the phone company. Kevin is terrified. But at the same time, it's a thrill.
It's a thrill,
As soon as the agent leaves, Kevin is back to freaking.
Of course.
Hacker stories like Kevin's show that computers get a lot more interesting once you understand how they work. With boot.dev, you learn coding by actually doing it.
Oh, is this
like
a
writing a ton for free
sponsor?
intros. It
Oh,
maps how the
okay,
network
fuck
is built,
you.
and we hacker friends recommended
You're
enough.
skipping it, sorry.
They talk about Cosmos, a massive database used by Pacific Telephone and other major California carriers. It maps how the network is built and where the lines connect, making it easier to find weak spots and exploit the system. For freakers, this is the holy grail.
Wow.
The building housing Cosmos is just
For
a few miles from the
freakers.
pizza place, so Kevin and two of his friends go check it out. Kevin takes the lead. He tells the guard he works there and wants to show his friends around. The guard buys it. They've analyzed Pacific Telephone operations for so long and called the department so many times, they know which room the Cosmos employees work in.
Wow.
It's room 108, and they managed to find it.
How do you even find that info out just from a fucking phone call?
Inside,
Wow.
they come across a folder with dial-up numbers for every Southern California wire center, along with manuals explaining how the entire system runs. It's a gold mine. They take the manuals with them. But their
And no
secret-
one suspects it. No one asks why they're there. I've heard of the theory of like if you walk around somewhere confidently, like you know what you're doing and where you're going, people won't ask questions. Maybe they did that.
It only lasts a
You
few
know.
days. One of Kevin's friends can't keep quiet. He tells an old flame about the manuals they stole, and she rats them out to the phone company. Kevin gets arrested.
Why?
He'll later describe how scared he is in that moment.
What?
At the time, he's still just 17.
Oh my god, don't pillow talk about the stuff that you're like doing illegally. Like, I guess. Well, I mean, that's kind of like half the point of pillow talk, no? But you know what I mean?
And as he's
Come on, when there's other people on the line and you've just done it, you're maybe supposed to say like, oh, I did this a few years ago.
handcuffed, an
Damn.
officer supposedly yells at him, "We will teach you a lesson." Kevin
Oh.
is charged with burglary, grand theft, and conspiracy to commit computer fraud. Luckily, he's tried as a juvenile. The judge
Oh.
sends him to a juvenile correction center for a 90-day psychological evaluation, followed by a year of probation. All in all, he gets off pretty easy. This is his chance to stop, dial things back.
Nope,
But
he's
it
not
isn't long
gonna.
before he's caught in the act again.
Oh,
This time, Kevin and his hacker friend Lenny are caught in the computer lab at the University of Southern California.
they're really just in the most random places ever trying to fucking steal shit, huh? A classic thing to have is a hard hat and a clipboard, a high-vis vest, walk into any construction site and they'll think you're an inspector.
They were trying to steal
I
the
know if I fucking tried to walk anywhere confidently, I would get clocked instantly, bro. I would not look like I belong anywhere, no matter what I did.
login credentials of all the students. A pattern emerges.
I would be insta-clocked
Probation,
every fucking
arrest,
time.
Probation. Kevin knows that something has to change. It's the
Addicted.
mid-80s. Kevin's in his early 20s and trying to turn his hacker skills into an honest career. Of all places, he decides
Ethical
to apply
hacking?
for a job at a phone company. And not just any company. He lands
The
a
one
job
he
as a programmer
hacked?
at GTE. At first, no one realizes who they've hired. Kevin thinks he's finally on track. A solid job, doing what he loves, a legitimate paycheck.
They're gonna fire him because they're gonna find out.
But then he's asked to fill out a security form. After just 9 days, he's fired. They say his resume is inaccurate. His past is catching up with him. And it's easy to see why. It's the 80s and fear of hackers is on the rise. In 1983, the thriller War Games hits theaters. It's about a high school hacker who accidentally breaks into a military supercomputer, nearly triggering World War III.
Shall we play a game? How about global thermonuclear war?
Okay.
A wave of hacker hysteria follows. Headlines ask, how real is the horror of war games? After watching the movie, President Reagan reportedly orders his advisors to look into whether any of it could actually become reality. At this point, computers are still a mystery to most Americans. People who can hack into them don't have a defined image. War Games changes that. It puts hackers in the spotlight, casting them as dangerous, unpredictable, and even catastrophic to society.
A movie changed the power of the fucking America,
Kevin
as
doesn't see
insane,
himself
with
as any of
hacking.
those things. Over the next few years, he drifts through boring jobs by day, but by night, he hacks. Together with Lenny, he's targeting a very specific company. It's their biggest challenge yet.
Oh.
You've probably never heard of DEC. But in the 80s, DEC is the second largest computer manufacturer in the world. One of its biggest successes is its VAX line. Relatively small and cheap enough that even smaller companies can afford them, these mini computers turn out to be real milestones.
Check these.
Kevin and Lenny take aim at their operating system. It's called the virtual memory system. They want to study its source code and find security flaws. And by looking at past fixes, they might be able to figure out how to sneak in their own back door. A kind of secret entrance into other people's computers. But of course, they don't have access to the VMS source code. It's well guarded. They need to get into the VMS development network. So Kevin falls back on what he does best, social engineering.
Social engineering,
Lenny taps into the building's phone wiring from his work. He reroutes his connection through a fax line belonging to another company. This way, outgoing calls can't be traced back to them. Meanwhile, Kevin is in a hotel near Lenny's office. He uses a payphone to call Lenny. Then, holding a different payphone to his other ear, he calls DEC.
Oh my god!
He convinces a DEC operator to run a show users command. This command lists everyone currently active and logged into the system.
How the fuck did they convince this guy to do this, man? Holy fuck.
At that moment, Lenny is in the process of logging in. One entry shows Lenny as login and the device name. Then Kevin tells her to type in this spawn command.
What? This must be an employee that doesn't know what's happening, right? No way. He convinced her to write out a whole fucking code. Charming guy? That's scary.
He creates a logged-in process on Lenny's modem connection, using the operator's account. Now Lenny is inside DEC's VMS development system, a cluster of connected computers used to work on the operating system. And Lenny has the full privileges of the operator they just tricked.
Wow.
But there's security software monitoring everything that's going on. So they upload a tool that disables it without triggering an alarm. Instead of creating a new admin account, they hijack unused accounts and change their passwords.
Holy shit.
Now Kevin and Lenny can dig through the system freely. They comb through the computers and mounted disks. Eventually, they find one called VMS_source. Bingo. Next, they look through the emails of a VMS developer. Maybe he mentions vulnerabilities. In one file, they find an analysis of a modified version of VMS's login program, Login Out. It was developed by members of the German hacker collective Chaos Computer Club, and it's a backdoor. It changes the login system so it can secretly store passwords, hide certain users, and disable alarms when someone enters a special password. Kevin and Lenny build on the CCC's work. They improve the backdoor and keep adapting it to newer versions of VMS. Soon, they're able to install it on numerous VMS systems on DEC's global network. They essentially have access to any VMS system they want. But they're not after sensitive data. They want to copy the source code, just for laughs.
They just want to do it for funsies.
Transferring it is. The source code is massive, so they compress and encrypt it. If anyone comes across it, it'll look like garbage. Next, they want to smuggle the code out of DEC's network. They look for systems in the network that connect to ARPANET, a military and academic network that will later become the internet. They use it to move the code piece by piece. But soon, they encounter another challenge. Storing the code in one place creates a huge risk of being detected, so they search for places where they can hide copies. One is a NASA lab. Using their backdoor, they get into the Jet Propulsion Laboratory's systems. JPL
I can see why people were getting pissed that these guys are doing this.
Billy realizes someone is in their network.
Oh my god.
When they find the CCC's backdoor patch, they suspect the German hacker group of gaining access. The news breaks that a German hacker group has hacked NASA. Kevin and Lenny are undeterred. They continue with their plan until finally they've transferred the entire source code. Next, they put it on magnetic tape, essentially ancient hard drives, so they can go through the code without fear of being tracked. In the end, Lenny and Kevin have roughly 30 tapes containing the full VMS source code. Kevin and Lenny could go on forever. They start challenging each other, making bets. Who's the better hacker?
They're challenging each
They both
other.
work at companies using VMS. Whoever manages to break into the other's company's VMS system wins. The prize is always $150.
That's
dinner
funny
at a
as
fancy
fuck.
Beverly Hills restaurant. And Kevin often wins. So often that Lenny starts getting angry. At one point, he accuses Kevin of cheating and refuses to pay up. When Lenny doesn't pay his debt, Kevin comes up with an idea. He calls the company where Lenny works and impersonates an agent in the IRS's wage garnishment division. He claims to have a garnishment order and says that Lenny's payment should be withheld. When Lenny finds out about the prank, he doesn't find it funny at all. He's furious and he confesses to his boss about Kevin and the DEC hack.
No, Lenny, you're supposed to be bros. No, he's just like, oh no.
The two of them call DEC security.
No, that was your bro.
Eventually, the FBI is informed.
No,
A few days later, Lenny lures Kevin to a parking garage. When Kevin gets out of his car, FBI agents flood in and arrest him. As agents let him away,
Oh my God,
Kevin
they
reportedly
backstabbed
turned to Lenny and asked
them.
him, "Why did you do this to me?" Lenny answered, "Because you're a menace to society."
You bet you did it too. What do you mean?
Prosecutors hit Kevin with a long list of charges.
Oh
the DEC
no.
hack, stealing data from the NSA, breaking into police databases to erase their records of
That's
him,
such a
even spreading false
betrayal.
information about a bank as revenge for not being hired. The DEC claims his fun little adventure has cost the company about $4 million. Kevin says he had nothing to do with most of these hacks. He thinks they're rehashes of rumors about him, anything to make him look dangerous. But the prosecutors go even further. They tell the judge that Kevin is capable of accessing America's air defense systems with a phone call and initiating a nuclear holocaust.
So I started laughing in federal court because that's nothing. I never heard something so stupid in my life. And the judge actually agreed with the government.
It's the late 80s now, a few years after war games. Most people still don't really understand what hackers can and can't do.
They're just making
Computers
shit
in general
up.
are still met with suspicion since few people have one. Fear of nuclear war is in the air.
Take cover
This
at once
movie
when you
fucked him
hear
over.
The attack sound.
So the authorities play it safe. Kevin is kept in solitary confinement while awaiting trial.
Holy
He's
shit.
denied access to a phone, and he spends most of his time alone.
Bro.
Time magazine writes that a phone in Mitnick's hands is like giving a gun to a hitman. The LA Times labels him a dark side hacker. The article also quotes Lenny. He calls Mitnick an electronic terrorist and claims
What?
he can ruin someone's life just using his fingers. One investigator
Bro,
suggests
Lenny,
Mitnick's computer might
no.
be an umbilical cord to his soul. Eventually, Mitnick and the prosecutors reach a deal. He's sentenced to a year in prison followed by 6 months in a halfway house. There, he's supposed to address his addiction to hacking. By the early 90s, Kevin is free, and he's serious about changing his life. Under the terms of his supervised release, he's forbidden from contacting other hackers.
Oh my
Finding a job
God.
proves almost impossible. Every time he gets an offer, his probation officer has to contact the employer. That outs him, and he stays unemployed. Without hacking,
That's
there's zero
fucked.
thrill in Kevin's life. He doesn't feel intellectually challenged. He'll later write in his book, "There was no sunshine in my life."
I was so passionate with hacking, it came to be like somewhat of an obsession for me.
So when Kevin hears that a big super hacker
Uh-oh.
named Eric Hines wants to talk to him, he calls him. Hines rattles off hacks he's pulled and well-known hackers he's worked with. Kevin is impressed and wants to hear more, but he has to be careful. He's on probation. Talking to Hines could get him into serious trouble. So Kevin decides to bring in his friend Lewis. He becomes the front man, doing most of the talking with Hines.
Okay.
On a phone call, Hines mentions a special internal testing system called SAS, used
Hopefully
by the
he can
telco
trust
giant
Lewis.
Pacific Bell. It can be used to monitor phone lines. In other words, to listen in. Kevin's never heard of it before, but he's instantly hooked. He wants access. Kevin does what he does best and manages to get in. Now he and Lewis can spy on almost any private conversation within Pacific Bell.
Jesus.
Hines is a strange guy. His calls go through a middleman. Hines is hesitant about giving out his own phone number. And he doesn't appear to have a job, yet he's always talking about hanging out in expensive clubs. So Kevin and Lewis want to meet him in person. They set up a meeting at a burger joint. Once
Hamburger
they arrive, they don't have
Hamlet.
to look long. You can't miss Eric Hines. He looks like a rock star.
Okay.
Kevin and Lewis don't trust Eric, and they make that very obvious. They place handheld scanners right on the table. They even sweep Eric's body with an RF detector, checking for hidden microphones. It picks up nothing.
Have fun, thank you,
At first,
Dylan.
the conversation is cautious. Neither party wants to reveal too much. But eventually, Kevin and Lewis tell Hines that they've already made it into the SAS system. To prove it, Lewis pulls out a floppy disk and inserts it into Eric's laptop. Hines is stunned. He warns them to stay away from SAS or they'll get caught. Kevin is suspicious of Hines, but it's clear he knows a lot about hacking, and he seems to have a master key giving him access to every phone company's central office. Despite his suspicions, Kevin decides to stay in touch with Hines. The contact is just too valuable. Maybe they could trade information at some point. At this point,
that a
Kevin has
mistake?
crossed several lines. Again. He's violated the terms of his supervised release. He's back in regular contact with hackers. He's hacked into another phone company's system. And his gut tells him something is off. Through a series of calls, he finds out his phone is tapped. Who's listening in?
Course.
And why? Maybe this has something to do with Hines. Kevin tracks down Hines' apartment and phone numbers. Then he checks in who actually owns them. Neither the apartment nor the phone numbers are registered to Eric Hines. They belong to a man named Joseph Warney. Kevin also gets a hold of another phone number linked to Hines under a different name.
I wonder how the fuck he even did all of this. This is like an insane gloss over the amount of shit he's just... he was able to do this. This must have been really difficult.
Calls the provider pretending to be Hines and says he's lost his phone bills. Could someone fax him copies? Customer service is of course happy to help. It seems that Hines has been calling the FBI.
No!
Who is Eric Hines? An informant? An FBI agent? It doesn't matter.
Fuck.
Whoever it is, they're on to Kevin. And if they catch him, he's going back to prison.
Oh, fuck.
Kevin starts listening in on Hines' calls. One day, he talks to someone who sounds like an agent, and they mention a search warrant. Kevin immediately starts destroying evidence. He reprograms his phone and clones it to a new number. He takes his computer and boxes of disks to a friend's house. The FBI could show up at any moment. And they do.
Oh my god, that's
in late September
insane
1992,
timing.
the FBI searches his apartment, but they don't arrest him. 3 months. That's all that's left of his supervised release. Maybe he can still make it. Maybe they don't have enough evidence. After all, he wiped everything. Kevin makes a decision. He stays in LA for the 3 months he has left. If they come for him, so be it. If they don't, he's gone for good. He'll start a new life somewhere in the US. He's already thinking about which city he'll go to. Then his supervised release finally ends.
He's gonna start a new identity?
For a moment, he's relieved. He learns that Hines is indeed a snitch, that he worked with the feds. He must have told the FBI a lot about him. And eventually, Kevin learns that there's another warrant for his arrest. His mother has been approached by agents searching for him. He has to run. But he can't escape what happens next. In just a year, his name will land on the front page of the New York Times. They'll call him a computer programmer run amok, one of the nation's most wanted computer criminals. He'll become cyberspace's most wanted.
Hunting a cyber villain.
This is
Hi,
Tsutomu
human.
Shimomura. He's a researcher at the University of California's San Diego Supercomputer Center. Shimomura doesn't look like your typical scientist. With his long hair and shorts, he's a cross between computer nerd and surfer dude. His main focus is the physics of computing. But more and more,
I feel like most computer guys don't look like computer guys.
He's become a valuable expert for the...
Most computer guys, they either look one-to-one like a computer guy, or they look absolutely nothing like one.
FBI and NSA.
Classic nerd or classic, what the fuck, you're with computers?
Shimomura makes his way home from the airport. He's exhausted. But before going to bed, he realizes he hasn't checked his voicemails in a while. He isn't prepared for the message he receives.
Damn you. My technique is the best. My boss is the best. Damn you. I know artist technique. I know send mail technique. And my style is much better. Don't you know who I am? Me and my friends will kill you. Hey, boss, your kung fu is really good. That's right. My style is the best.
At first, Shimomura thinks this must be a prank call. But 2 words stick out to him. Artist and send mail. They're basic system tools used to move files around and send emails. but hackers also use both to exploit well-known vulnerabilities in Unix systems. Whoever left the message must know a lot about computer security. Maybe this has something to do with a very recent hack. Just a few days ago, someone broke into Shimomura's personal network.
Ooh.
On his network, Shimomura kept a collection of security tools, along with sensitive information about little-known bugs and vulnerabilities. Some of these were found on widely used systems. For a hacker, this information could be extremely valuable. What the intruders probably didn't realize is that one of Shimomura's...
Bro, at this point, we've got to just start writing everything down again, man. Like, write it down, lock it, and shit. What the
machines
fuck?
were automatically copying records. These files were sent to a secure place in the network. The moment the break-in started, an alert was triggered at the San Diego Supercomputer Center. Within 24 hours, university staff kicked the attackers out. After being hacked, Shimomura and a student sought out the weak spots in his network and started fixing them. A few days after the first voice message, Shimomura gets another one.
Okay.
Your security technique will be defeated. Your technique is no good.
These guys are clearly baiting him. But
yeah.
why? He's been looking into records of the recent attack. Trying to reconstruct it, he realized...
Wait, did that just say Rick Astley in the code?
He's been looking into records of the recent...
Lyrics, get artist Rick Astley, never gonna give you up. Okay.
attack.
Why is he talking like a kung fu movie? I think it's like low-key racism because he's Japanese. Maybe? I genuinely think that's maybe why.
He realized just how much of his data was stolen. Tens of thousands of emails, personal files, and source code for programs he's written. His security systems were bypassed using a technique that until then has been mostly theoretical: IP spoofing. The attacker impersonated another computer's IP address. When data travels across the internet, it moves in small units called packets. Each carries an IP header with information on its source and destination. In an IP spoofing attack, the hacker modifies the source address in the header. This makes the packet look like it originated from a trusted source. Shimomura contacts the Computer Emergency Response Team, or CERT, about the attack. The group specializes in IT security. 2 weeks later, CERT issues an official warning about IP spoofing. The warning makes the front page of the New York Times. According to the article, many of the 20 million computers connected to the internet are at risk. Attackers could peek into systems and steal files. A few days later, the newspaper publishes a profile of Shimomura. He's considered one of the country's most skilled computer security experts. According to the article, he considers solving the crime a matter of honor. The press has created a cyber superhero, just as they created a cyber supervillain.
Of course.
And eventually, the two will go head to head.
Of course. Okay.
In February 1995, Shimomura gets another weird voice message.
Tsutomu, my learned disciple, why you put my voice on the net? This is not good. Haven't I not taught you, grasshopper? You must learn from the master. I know all the techniques and styles. I know tiger claw
this?
I know crane technique.
I know training.
I know crazy monkey technique. And I also know artist and send mail. And you put my voice on the net? I'm very disappointed, my son.
Shimomura wants to know who this strange caller is, so he puts his own hacking
He's
skills to
getting
use and starts
rage
working closely with the FBI. One day, a user on an online hacker forum receives a notification. His account's storage is full. That's strange. He's barely used it. When he checks his directory, it's packed with mysterious compressed files and batches of emails. Someone must have taken over his account. Most of the emails are addressed to the same person, Tsutomu Shimomura. A student of Shimomura's goes through the stolen files and discovers a file named 0108.gz. It contains the credit card numbers of over 20,000 Netcom customers.
Oh my
God! Netcom was a booming internet provider in the US. Shimomura teams up with Netcom to track down the person responsible.
Wow.
They discovered that the hacker used a Netcom account for some of the attacks. By cross-referencing login times from the online forum with Netcom's connection logs, they find a match.
Hi, Jaguar!
One user stands out as the likely culprit. The trail leads to Raleigh, North Carolina. Now they know the attacker's location, but they still don't know who he is. Then a Netcom technician has an idea. The company has a tool that shows what a user types in real time. A keylogger.
Wow.
It was originally meant for troubleshooting, but Shimomura and the team can now...
I see, my disciple, you have much to learn in the rage-baiting technique, just like that guy in chat earlier. When he said, hi, woman, he has much to learn in the rage-baiting technique.
Use it to observe the hacker's moves. It looks like he's logging into a chat program. There, he starts chatting with another hacker. At first, they discuss security vulnerabilities. But then the topic shifts to Shimomura.
Hashed it
who's
myself,
watching them in
lol.
real time. The hacker has no clue he's being monitored.
Uh-oh.
He's fuming over a New York Times article and the fact that his photo ended up on the front page.
Uh-oh,
For Shimomura,
so it's confirming
this is
him.
the final piece of the puzzle. The person who attacked his server must be Kevin Mitnick.
Mm-hmm.
February 15, 1995. Kevin's been on the run for over 2 years. He's applied to a number of jobs using a fake identity, but nothing came of it. He's at his computer, as always, when he notices that back doors he's been using have recently been patched. Something's off. Like many other times in his life, it's the FBI. They ask if he's Kevin Mitnick. He says he's not. They enter and start searching his apartment. They go through his closet. In the inner pocket of an old ski jacket, they find a piece of paper.
No.
It's a pay stub.
Oh,
made out
no.
to Kevin Mitnick. Shit.
Shit.
The next day, Mitnick is taken to court. The room is packed with journalists. Shimomura is present too. Superhero and supervillain face each other in real life for the first time.
Fuck.
The hearing only lasts a few minutes. Then Mitnick is led out of the courtroom. As he passes Shimomura, he nods and says, "I respect your skills." Shimomura nods back. Kevin Mitnick's arrest made
It's like some movie shit.
headlines across the country.
They're
for 3 days
1v1ing and he's
straight.
losing.
Once again, he landed on the front page of the New York Times. A most wanted cyber thief is caught in his own web. The LA Times wrote, "To some, Kevin Mitnick is an electronic terrorist." His trial takes place in North Carolina, but California wants to prosecute him too.
Oh,
So he
shit.
makes a deal. He pleads guilty to a single charge. The other charges in North Carolina are dropped and he's transferred back to his home state. In September 1996, he's charged on 25 counts.
Oh.
He's accused of hacking companies like Motorola, Nokia,
Okay.
and Fujitsu during his
Oh my
2 years on the
God.
run, stealing software worth millions. The
Oh
total
my
damage claims
God.
eventually reach almost $300 million.
Wow.
As the trial goes on, support for Mitnick grows. The hacker community rallies behind him. Some question his guilt. A Free Kevin movement emerges. Supporters believe he's being treated unfairly and that his case is being exaggerated. Author Jonathan Littman questions whether it was really Mitnick who broke into Shimomura's systems. He also doubts that Mitnick left the voicemails. On the day of Mitnick's arrest, Shimomura received 2 more mysterious messages.
Oh!
Oh, my friend.
So he got arrested and he's still getting calls. Oh my
I just want
God.
to say, want to reiterate, it is big joke. It is big. Make fun of Kung Fu movie. No, do not fly out to come and get me. I'm not worth it. Just make fun of Kung Fu movie. That is it. Thank you.
Hackers
It's
attack
big
websites
joke.
like Yahoo and the New York Times, leaving messages demanding Kevin Mitnick's release. Others criticize a book about the takedown of Mitnick. They think the author, Jonathan Markoff, may have embellished the story. A film studio secures the rights to a movie adaptation. In March 1999, Mitnick accepts another deal with prosecutors. He pleads guilty to 7 of the 25 charges. Combined with his earlier conviction in North Carolina, he's sentenced to 5.5 years. By this time, he's already spent 4 years in pretrial detention. What was once claimed to be nearly $300 million in damages is reduced to $4,125
Oh
in
my
restitution.
God.
The Mitnick case becomes a symbol for America's hacker paranoia. Even after he's served his sentence, the restrictions on him are severe. For 3 years, he's banned from using any computers. No cell phones, not even a TV. The only electronic device he's allowed to use is a landline. He isn't allowed to take any job that involves access to computers. And even back then, they were everywhere. Just before his release, Kevin Mitnick appeared on 60 Minutes. For the first time, he spoke directly to the American public.
I saw myself as an electronic joyrider having a great time on the information superhighway. I felt
Oh my God, that looks like that
James
Adobe
Bond behind
CEO
the
guy,
computer.
evil
It was a
one.
big game to me. I was just having a blast.
Did it ever occur to you that perhaps what you were doing was wrong?
Oh yeah, yeah. It was an invasion of privacy. You know, going and getting access to other people's information is obviously a gross invasion of privacy, and it is wrong.
And that didn't bother you?
At the time I was doing it, no.
A con artist trying to make big money is easy to label. You can put him in a box. But for people like Mitnick, there was no box. Maybe that's what fueled the myth of him as the dark side hacker and cyber thief.
He's fucking got a shit-eating grin.
On January 21, 2000, Kevin Mitnick walks out of prison. Technically,
Yes,
he isn't
W?
allowed to use computers for 3 years after his release. But his probation officer starts making exceptions. Mitnick reinvents himself as a cybersecurity expert, Companies pay him to find their security flaws. He appears publicly as a specialist and writes several books.
That's kind of W. Turned it around.
That a single word changed hacking forever: authorization. It magically transformed him from the most wanted hacker into one of the most sought-after security experts around. On July 16, 2023, Mitnick died of pancreatic cancer at the age of 59. Obituaries honor him as a pioneer and legendary hacker.
I was just about to say, like, he could basically still keep doing what he loved, but, like, legally, and no, he died.
Thanks again to boot.dev for sponsoring this video. Check out the link.
I'm sure he could have hacked into boot.dev easily or whatever, but, you know. Wow, that was a good video. Oh, I'm sad to hear about him passing, but hey, he had a hell of a ride. Okay.